I want to talk a bit about networking. You are the king of networking. So what's your advice for job seekers who want to make real connections?
I mean, sometimes when you're good at something, whatever that thing is, like if you're good at basketball, like it's very hard for you to understand that not everyone can just shoot the ball into the hoop, right? It just comes to you naturally. So I don't know what that means. I'm a master networker. I don't really know what that means. All I do is just make relationships, talk to people. But I think, I think that something that maybe I've figured out, although it should be obvious, is instead of being a taker, figuring out what people can do for you, think about what you can do for other people, right? So instead of reaching out and saying, hey, I'm looking for a job, I'd love to have a cup of coffee and see if I could, get hired by you, maybe reach out and say, I have experience in ABC, love what you guys are doing, love to sit and figure out if there's anything I can do to help or any introductions I can make for you, whatever it is. And, every person that's ever sat with me almost for the last 15 years will tell you that I asked them the same question. What are your challenges? I ask everyone that. What are your challenges, right? And, some things I can't help with, but if I can help someone, and that's, a topic for another time of, very Israeli, the mindset of like, what's in it for me, right? Like if you can help someone in business, I'm a big believer in that. So that's something that is a good way to kind of kick off, a meeting with someone, just figure out what you can do for them. But, I think in Israel, what makes Israel unique compared to other, let's call it ecosystems, is that in Israel, there's really no, what I like to call corporate hierarchy. Right? There's no like, I'm Mark Zuckerberg, I'm not going to have lunch with you because I'm better than you. Like, it's just not how Israel operates. You can have lunch with anyone you want, right? Yeah, it might take an email or two or maybe even a phone call, but you'll get to anyone you want in this country. If you communicate effectively, right? Not if you're asking for favors all the time, but if you want to have whatever, coffee with whoever, right? It's an email and a half if you know how to work the system, which is a big if, by the way, meaning the whole assumption is that you know how to work the system, right? You're good with people, which is not necessarily true about everyone. And so if a person doesn't know how to work the system and a person doesn't know how to, doesn't have good interpersonal skills, then I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's going to be harder for them.
Yeah, so like, for example, the story I shared at the beginning, Barak, when I checked his profile, I was like, oh my God, why this person will have any interest in talking to me,
Everyone's happy to have a cup of coffee in this country. Everything happens over coffee.
Exactly. Or a wine.